Okay, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Everything, I hope everyone is alright, all well and good in this COVID year. So, as promised, I went out for a toy hunt this weekend, and unfortunately, most of the places were closed and there weren't many choices of toys out there. So in keeping up with the sort of the Beast Wars Kingdom theme, I thought I'll go out there and try to get as many of those characters. And I stumbled upon these two. Okay, one is not really Beast Wars, it's part of the Studio Series 86 line, Grimlock and Autobot. Yeah, Autobot Wheelie, but we will not review this because he's a big boy and it probably take a lot of time because this one you have to transform him into his old mode and whatnot. So yeah, it will take. It will get.
Cheetor and even though there's Cheetor and also Grimlock.
Yeah, exactly. So two of our favorite characters of the lines that we are trying to collect. So let's take this big boy out and put him aside. But it's just to show you guys what we've been up to during the weekend. We'll focus on this now. The red line for those of you who are might be fans or might be not because you are a purist and you don't want non-transformable transformers. For me, I don't give a monkeys. As long as it references to the design of the character, I'm okay with it. It's never gonna be someone that I would like in terms of his cheetah mode. So Cheetor here, and I think for those of you who are not familiar with this red line, so red stands for robot enhanced design, and what it is essentially is sort of a
Hero has a gun.
yeah, exactly, and it is sort of like an articulated transformer figure that does away with the transformation but gives you a figure that you can pose and put him in like on a shelf and such. So I think the first wave was a few of the G1 figures. So you had the Optimus Prime, Megatron on Soundwave, so white Megatron, mind you.
Optimus Primal.
Yeah, well, no, that's a different story. And now they have come up with the second wave, I believe, is Cheetor, and there was another one which was RC from
Transformers Prime.
exactly Transformers Prime. So Transformers Prime isn't something that I watch, but it looks interesting. But I don't know where she would fit in because I'm not really into collecting Transformers Prime. So let's take this boy out. So what you get from the box itself is this rather compact packaging. He goes for roughly, okay, so this is in my currency, but if I convert it to US dollars, right around the $21 mark. So do what you will with that. It could be cheap, it could be expensive, I don't know. I've kind of given up doing comparison because quite frankly, when these figures come into my shores, it will be obviously translated to our currency and the shipping and whatnot. So it doesn't matter to me what they are in US dollars, but it might mean something to you. Regardless, what you get from the box is this figure in a sort of a big window frame that you can see actually. So it's a nice sculpt and whatnot. There is a difference in the head, but I'll get to that later. And then you have the nifty artwork, reference to Beast Wars as opposed to Kingdom, which is the new iterations of these characters in the Transformers Netflix series. A product shot of what you can get. Now, the difference here, as I mentioned before, you see Cheetor here, he's all in his yellow or gold color. But when you actually look at the figure, it's actually, it's bronze.
And
So,
I actually figured that out.
oh, is it? Okay. Figure that, what, for the reason of it or just by observation?
No, when I saw his head.
Okay, so you're talking about by observation. Anyway, on the sides, you will have some accessories that is like interchangeable hands, so like some open hands and whatnot, blasters, blaster effects,
That's supposed to
and
be Energon, I think.
is it? Okay,
Because he's holding.
I'll take your word for it, so you can see just about the picture here and how you assemble it. So what we will do, we will take him out. Just as for someone who wants to know who Cheetor is. Now, just looking at tfwiki.net, Cheetor is full of youthful overconfidence. He is also the fastest maximal on four legs, which combined with his impulsive nature, often gets him into more trouble than he can handle. It's needless to say that Cheetor's overbearing enthusiasm gets on the nerves of some of the teammates, Rat Trap in particular. He is in his awkward formative years. Thankfully, Optimus Primal keeps a steady eye on the young Maximum. In return, Cheetor has grown into idolizing Primal, well, at least on the Beast Wars, but in the Beast Machine, he was constantly questioning Optimus Primal. Anyway, whom he calls Big Bot. Optimus Primal knows the inexperienced Cheetor needs a good role model, so he doesn't mind it too much. And hey, at Spark, he's a good kid. Just keep him away from Dinobot, okay? Impressionable minds and all that. And Matrix help us all when Cheetor gets his cooties stage and notices Black Arachnia. So that's kind of a glimpse of Cheetor himself. Now Cheetor, if I were to sort of categorize him, he was sort of like the hot rod of Beast Wars, which the eventual potential to become the leader, which it does, I think, eventually in the Beast Machine saga when Optimus Primal kind of sacrifices himself to the Oracle. What is it? Oracle or Matrix? They keep changing all that. Anyways, that's a brief background on the character, the box, and whatnot. Let's stop it right here. Take the boy out of the box and see what we get. Okay, boys?
Okay.
Okay, guys, so what you get out of the box is the figure itself, but let's keep that aside because I want to check for quality control. On top of that, you get this nice nifty artwork in terms of as a backdrop, so it kind of looks like a blueprint of Cheetor with all his like a cat drawing of such, for those of you who are interested in like engineering design and such. So I suppose you can use it. I don't know whether I would, but it's a nifty little inclusion. And then you also have some usual gum on whatever this is, so not really bothered, but we can look at the accessories. And as I mentioned before, you have separate what do you call that, options in terms of his hands. So what do we get? Let's take them all out and just.
He has a grippy hand.
Grippy hand, is that it? So okay, so let's take that out, and it's kind of nicely nudged in. So what you get from the figure is more like a fisted hands, okay? And then as an optional,
yes, open hands.
Yes, but it's so nicely stuck in there. I don't want to break it and all that. Anyway, the hands itself is on a like a hinge that you then, I suppose, insert it. So this is more like a open hand and kind of grabbing something, and the other option was more like a trigger hand on both sides, so left and right. And let's see, so the other hands, yeah, okay. Then he has his blaster, which is kind of Cheetor skin or cheetah skin. You have to interchangeably use cheetah. Anyway, there you go. He has a blast with the sort of nothing overly exciting about the blaster, but I suppose it holds in the trigger hands quite nicely, and you just have to fix that in and
And this is actually my toy.
yeah, yes. I think people needed reminding of that. Anyways, and then you have the blaster effect, which is this sort of purpley blaster effect that I suppose you just connect it to the end of the barrel like that, or one big blast.
Here's the other blast effect.
What is these blast effects?
This one is
kind of looks like a base for his.
What?
Is it for his leg?
No. I saw in the picture he was holding it.
Let's see, what is it? Okay, so from the picture you can see, oh, it's like some kind
He
of.
uses this hand to hold it.
Yeah, some kind of crystal that he's holding
Looks
for
like
whatever
Energon.
reason. Energon, is it Energon? Maybe, I don't know. And then this blast effect. Where's the other one?
This one.
Yeah, that also looks like another blast effect coming out from his blasters. So two blast effect for his blasters and one just to hold like that. So there you go. That's what you have. And then for the figure itself, as I mentioned before, this color here, bronze. Now I'll show you the difference here. The artwork shows yellow. The product shot shows yellow, surely, because the bronze is sort of in his blaster and his sort of what do you call it, hands and bicep area here. But the and then the what is this thing here? But his head itself is actually yellow. Yet the figure that we get is bronze. So I don't know
I think it happens with every Cheetor toy.
Possibly. I tried to look at all the pictures, and it kind of looks like it is this. So I don't know whether that is the case, or was a mistake, or what, I don't know, but let's give them the benefit of a doubt that that is what it is. And as I said before, this transformer is a non-transformable transformer, and what you get out of that is just an action figure that is more akin to, let's say, if you buy Marvel Legends or DC Multi-Universe, in a sense that you have the multiple options that you can put around and pose him for his well, display him for his posability. That's the whole idea of this particular figure. Now, in terms of quality control itself, as you can see, it's all nicely designed, sculpted. It kind of harks back to the actual Cheetor that we all have grown in love with, and the paint scheme and whatnot. There's no particular what do you call that, flaw that I can see. There seems to be a sort of a pack that holds his legs and whatnot. I suppose this is another accessories if you think about it in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, so other than that, the only thing you can do is look at articulation from this particular figure itself. So if we do the usual rounds like how we do the review for Marvel Legends or DC Multiverse, for instance, you get the ups and downs, not by much though, I think. Okay, and then the lefty righty all aroundy, yeah, so it is on a like a ball joint and whatnot. Arms kind of stretch out by that much, stretch, just follow the hinge, and forward by that much. There is a swivel, a bicep swivel, sort of bend to the elbow by that much, and then his arms can bend inward and outward, and I think it's just a pack that you use to change the hands as such. No particular diaphragm or anything like that. Oh yeah, and here you go, there's another accessory, the cheetah head, that also kind of connects like a pack and a hole combo. Oh sorry, I just about saw the diaphragm cut here. You see that? So that should allow a crunch by quite a bit. That's as much as a 90 that you can get, so that's pretty interesting. And I suppose he can go backwards by that much. Let's take out the piece here, and you see that that's the hinge. So does it allow the bend? Yeah, by that much. So okay, pretty good. So like I said, treat this transformer as how you would for an action figure from, let's say, Marvel Legends and all that. So I think it's pretty much the right size. We have a waist swivel, we have a thigh swivel, we have the bend to the knee that allows that much of a bend. We have the kicky that can go all the way to his head. Can he go backwards by that much? And that is because it doesn't necessarily have a butt as such to impede. You know, the legs are free to move completely 180 degrees. You can see here, one and there. So that's
Can he do a split?
he possibly could. Yeah, there you go. Not probably all the way, but enough. Let's see, enough to do that. And let's see, so that means we're only looking at his ankle articulation. That's the up, that's the down. You can see the hinge and a rocker. So fantastic. I think in terms of posability, he is doing everything that he can in terms of what is expected from an articulated figure and an action figure as such. So I think with that we've covered just about everything. Am I missing something? Okay, so let's put him through the poses and let's do some comparison in terms of whether this guy actually fits into your Beast Wars collection. You know, because that's one of the things that I would be interested in, to see whether I need to buy the Cheetor, the actual Cheetor from the Kingdom line, or could I just do with him, because I'm, you know, not particularly interested in his alt mode as such. But if this guy can stand next to Optimus Primal and Beast Wars Megatron, then I don't really see a reason why I would want to get the actual Cheetor from the Kingdom line. So let's see. So let's put him there. So let's give him that look. So you can see here he can stand pretty well. Now what I'm going to do is let's do a comparison from the line that he actually comes from, which is the red line. And here you go. So here's a Optimus Primal, the G1 version of the red line. So as you can see here, they kind of fit pretty similar in the same scale. In fact, they're almost the same height as such. I don't know whether Cheetor is supposed to be the same height as Optimus Prime, from G1, so maybe that will put off some people in terms of scalability, but I wasn't planning to include him in the red line. What I was more interested is whether he would fit into the Kingdom or Beast Wars, whatever you may call it, lineup. Here you see Optimus Primal and of course Beast Wars Megatron. Now he is a big boy, so he will need to be, let's put him at the back in all his glory. You can see here Optimus Primal kind of dwarfs in comparison. But Cheetor, now what do you think, guys? Do you think this guy can actually fit into the whole thing that we're going for in terms of Beast Wars? Because if I look at Cheetor, I think if you stand them straight, oops, Cheetor, you're embarrassing yourself. He's kind of the same height, more or less. Maybe Optimus Primal is slightly shorter than Cheetor. But do you think this guy can fit into the Beast Wars?
Maybe.
From a design point of view?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he could. I don't know whether the new Kingdom line Cheetor would make it any. Let's try to do that. You know, for me, I don't know. I think you can make it work, don't you think? If you're just interested in going for the, let's say, robot mode and not so much the cheetah mode, and you don't really particularly are interested in that alt mode, I think this could work in terms of just having a representation of Cheetor in your collection and fitting him into the Beast Wars collection, for instance, if you want to go for that. So I think this works, and for me, maybe I will skip the Cheetor from the Kingdom line and just stick with this guy. Not sure whether they're gonna come up with the rat trap and all that for the red line, but if this works, why not? At least it saves me some money to buy other toys. Did you agree?
Yes.
Yep. So let's leave it at that. So you guys have anything to add?
No.
Big one, small one? No? Okay, so let's leave it at that. So with that, guys, I bid you farewell in this video. And that being said, if you like what you saw today, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have missed my other videos, including my review on Optimus Primal or the big boy here, Megatron from Beast Wars or Kingdom or whatever you can call him, do check it out, because they are all kind of interlinked. They are all kind of back to back, and I normally post my videos every, let's say, Tuesday night my time or Wednesday morning, which is kind of like your time, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, depending on when you watch it, and every Friday night, Saturday morning, that sort of stuff. So with that, I bid you farewell, and as always, guys, stay safe. Adios.
Bye.
Take care.
Here we go, making Billy on, getting icy zone, flexing, I've been swerving, make it trendy, we look sexy. Here we go, making Billy on, getting icy zone, flexing, I've been swerving, make it trendy, we look sexy,